ThekarmicDF.
What is up, besties? It's your girl, the Karmic DF, back to you again with another video. This time it is a pop culture tarot reading on extraterrestrials. Yes, we are getting into it. I've already done the reading and I felt the need to do an intro because it's intense. So grab a snack, grab a drink, sit down, relax. It's a long one, but I decided today to do a deep dive into ETs and what's going on moving forward, because with all the sightings, with the whistleblower, with all the news articles coming out, I've been kind of drawn to it. And then over this past weekend, I kept getting downloads about ETs and what's going on. And I was like, all right, it's time to do a reading, as much as I don't want to, because I know I got a lot of non-believers. But listen, based on the reading, it doesn't matter if you're a non-believer or not, because, well, watch the reading and find out what the ETs have to tell you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know if you want something similar down in the comments below. Please like this video. It helps support my channel so much. I appreciate it. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Tell your friends, because this video was so exciting. And I will leave the rest to the talking hands. And I will see you in my next video. Enjoy. All right, guys. So it is alien time. Now, between the, what is it? The whistleblower and what we're hearing about in, what is it, Peru, I think? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. The aliens are clearly, or extraterrestrials, depending on your fancy, they're clearly coming. So I want to know, I want to look at what is the goal here? Like, what do they want? Like the ones in control, because I'm seeing, okay, I'm already getting stuff. So I'm seeing a bunch of cloaked, this is going to get weird. So if you don't believe in extraterrestrials, the fact that there's life in the universe other than us, click off this video, because like I'm not going to argue with you in the comments. I'll just probably make funny dad jokes to get you annoyed. So, okay, so right away I'm being drawn to look up, look up, look up. So they want us looking at the sky. And what I'm seeing is like a fly swatter. And I'm seeing the news. And I'm seeing like, what we're going to be seeing is more disclosure. But I'm also seeing a fly swatter. And so for me, what I'm seeing is like, I'm seeing a news article, right? And it's like this town sees ET craft, whatever, right? And then I see a fly swatter, and then I see the Kardashians. Or I see a fly swatter, and now I'm seeing Selena Gomez, Taylor Swift, relationship stuff. It's like we're going to keep getting disclosure, but the media is going to keep putting, what I'm hearing is garbage. They're going to keep putting garbage in front of it. It's like, I'm hearing smoke show. It's like, and now I'm seeing the shaking of hands, and I'm seeing like, what I'm seeing is like a blue alien, and I should know the name of this. Blue avian, blue Arcturian. The people that study this, let me know in the comments. But I'm seeing the blue one that looks like it's part human, and it's like they're shaking their head no. And it's like, we had an agreement. We had an arrangement. So I feel like, I mean, we know, to the people that have done the research on this, we know that ETs have had an agreement for entertainment purposes only. I don't know what I'm talking about. They had an agreement, and I think this is a different agreement. This is an agreement of disclosure that had happened within the past few years. And now I'm hearing the song Promises, Promises. And I think our government allegedly did not keep their end of the bargain. It's like, okay, so what I'm seeing is like, I'm seeing Elon Musk, right? And I'm seeing like new technology, new energy and all that stuff. And it's like, we made an agreement. It's like, you're going to see advancements in technology and you're going to be like, how the hell did it advance so quickly? But in reality, it's because we made an agreement, and our end was like, we got advancements in like technology, I'm seeing like hospitals, hospital beds, just technology. It's heavily getting advanced. But the agreement was, you got to tell I'm hearing Terran people, you got to, because I feel like that's what they call us. You got to tell the Terran people that we're real. You got to tell the Terran people that we're not a threat. You got to tell the Terran people that we're here to help you ascend. And the government's like, we get it, but the people aren't going to be okay with this. They're going to fear this. And also, we've already set the narrative for them to fear this because I'm going to get so woo-woo here. I'm sorry. Back in the day, we wanted them to see you guys as evil so that we can have control. So that was, the way that it used to be. And now it's like, well, we've done so much damage to the human psyche. How are we going to get the people, and this is coming from the government, how are we going to get the people to actually not have a panic? Because what I'm seeing through the eyes of the government, it's like, if we tell them this, they're going to loot, they're going to riot, they're going to go mentally insane, and we got to pick up the pieces. And the ETs are like, well, first of all, you shouldn't have kept it a secret to begin with. But on top of that, like, if you just keep slowly disclosing what's going on, then eventually they'll get used to it. So I think there's a war in terms of actual disclosure happening. And so until that gets resolved, like I said, what we're going to see is like more news articles. I'm seeing like more TikToks that are hyper fixated on the news articles. So you're going to see like a lot of influencers that maybe they got their niche from following this stuff, or maybe like your channelers, stuff like that. You're going to see them covering this more often because the news is going to swat it. I just keep seeing like a fly swatter, like, nope, let's throw in the Kardashians. That sells, and we're not going to focus on this. It's like, I'm seeing like the hear no evil, see no evil. It's like avoidance. It's like the government is trying really hard to keep this from happening, but I don't think it's all malicious. Like, I'm sure there's like a malicious few, but I think the main energy is more like, are they going to be able to handle it? And honestly, a lot of people might not. And I kind of understand where they're coming from as well. But let's see, what do the aliens want moving forward? I can't believe there would have been a day where I was like, there's no way I'm going to look crazy doing this, but I don't mind looking crazy. What did I say? They're afraid for us. It's like, did I not say fear? And then look at that, fear. It's like, we want to help you up level, but we know that this could do some damage because you don't feel safe with us. And so how do we make it so you can feel safe so we can uplift you? Like, I'm hearing the song, Earth is Ghetto, I Want to Leave. Like, it's like, we want to help you. Like, they see us as like, oh my God, I'm seeing the meme from The Simpsons where it's like pathetic. It's like, they don't necessarily see us as pathetic. It's like, okay, you know what it's giving me? It's like, you're only as strong as your weakest link, and we're the weakest link. Because now I'm hearing you're the weakest link. Goodbye. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, let's look. Yep. They're sad about this. We want to break the norm. Yeah, that's exactly what I was seeing. We don't like the structure of what's going on right now. We don't like the higher ups, respectfully. We want to break this down. We want to show you what life can be like. We want to show you how to live through love and light instead of live through this fear. It's like they don't. It's funny. I relate to this energy, to be honest. It's like they don't understand us. They're like, why are you focused on things that don't matter? Why do you care about physical, tangible stuff? Why do you care about what these celebrities are doing? They don't matter. Why do you care about such insignificant things? Like, that's where they're coming from. And it's like, we want to show you what life can be, but we don't know how to do that because there's all this misinformation that ETs are either non-existent or they want to just murder you. Like, it's so extreme. And I'm seeing like this black and white thinking, and they're like, I don't understand why you guys are doing this. I don't understand why. It's just so much I don't understand. They don't get us. They're like, they're looking at us and they're like, it's okay. They're giving me the example I give about people that aren't awake, which forgive me on this, but it's like it's a sim character that's like constantly walking into a wall, but the doorway is like right next to it, and you're like, why don't you just move and walk through the doorway? That's how they see us. It's like you're not getting the point of life. You're not understanding it. It's like from birth up until now, you guys are not, you're learning weirdly, like the things that matter. Like I'm seeing school, and it's like, why are you learning that's useless? Like why are you in school for 8? And it's like they understand why, but it's like also, why is this still happening? It's the vibe. It's like, you guys are smarter than this. You know what it's giving me? It's like disappointed father. It's like, I'm not mad, I'm disappointed, and it's like, oh, right in the heart. It's like, we want to help you, but you won't help yourself because you're just so ego based. Like that's, I'm sorry, but that's what I'm getting. Okay. Yeah, it's a matter of when. That's what it is. We are, what's funny is I have felt for the longest time that we would likely not see the ETs in our lifetime. I think right now they're trying to get the ball rolling, but it's a matter of when, because it's like I'm walking on eggshells. I don't want to do damage. I'm contemplating, how do I help you guys? How do I wake you guys up? But at the same time, it's like in the past, like what I'm seeing right now, like I'm aging myself here, but the movie Alien is really old. So if you're younger, my apologies, but the movie Alien's a really great example. These aliens are like carnivorous, and the people are like running away from them, and all they want to do is eat humans. And what I'm seeing is like, we're not animals. Like, we're more advanced than you. Why are you afraid of us? We want to give you what we have. We want to help you be more evolved and enjoy life. But because the past has perceived us as these evil creatures, when that was the only way we were ever talked about, how do we find a way to make you not necessarily worship us, but like I'm being drawn to like, oh my God, like now we understand. We're enlightened. Like that's the vibe of this card right now. It's like, oh my God, now I understand life. And it's like, we want to give that to you. But because of the way society has made us out to be, we're afraid to take that leap because we don't want to do damage. But at this point, it's like, y'all are so, respectfully, I'm sorry, y'all are so behind compared to other civilizations that we need to help you. We need to come in. This isn't normal. Why are you guys work, sleep, repeat, binging reality shows, eating food that you know is bad for you? It's like they don't understand us. We're the sim character walking into the wall when the door is right there. And it's just like, how do we help you while not harming you? And so it's like we're getting cookie crumbs in every direction because of this. It's like now you're seeing a whole bunch of TikToks going viral because we saw something in the sky. It's like we're trying to get you, 11:11 on my clock when I said that, we're trying to get you used to the idea of us in a different light because we're coming. We're coming. Like, I definitely, I take back what I've said in the past. I think they've redirected. I'm hearing like enough is enough. It's like, all right, the lockdown was meant to make you rethink things and meant to make you find yourself. And now it's time to reinvent yourself and to free yourself. And it's like, you guys aren't doing that the way we wanted you to. You're not doing it fast enough. You're not getting it. You're making excuses. You're slowing down. You're being late. It's just like, how do we push them to get to the next level? That's really what it is. It's like, we feel it's giving me like the slowest person in the group, but you're a team. So you're based on the slowest member. And it's like what I'm seeing is, I know I'm going to get weird here, but just keep looking up. Just keep looking up. I keep hearing that. Keep looking up. I'm seeing a bunch of spacecraft in the sky above Earth, and they're cloaked because I'm seeing like Harry Potter and that whatever the hell it was, robe, I guess. I don't know. And it's like they're sitting up in the sky and they're watching us, but it's like, you're not where we want you to be yet. Why aren't you where we want you to be yet? We don't want to scare you, but it's time. It's like what I see is like someone going, hello, it's time. So I feel like we're going to have this, it's going to be introduced to us a lot more in terms of like people seeing things, posting it, going viral, YouTube videos going viral, but it's the news articles that they're having an issue with, because it's like, all right, we're being seen, it's getting picked up in the news, but now boom, SWAT, let's put in the Kardashians, boom, SWAT, let's put in something else that'll get their attention, boom, like Like now I'm being shown, what was it, Hawaii that just got hit? And it's like, I just heard shush. So I think there's more to that. I could do a reading on that. Let me know in the comments. But it's just like there's always something. And I just see them like shaking their heads. Like, how are we going to be the it's just this ego war with the government. It's like it's a mixture. It's like we don't want to lose the control because, oh, okay. You know what I'm seeing? I feel like I'm going to talk more than I'm going to actually pull cards because this is intense. What I'm seeing is like things getting shelved. All right. This is so for entertainment purposes only. I'm just a girl with cards. I know nothing. What I'm seeing is like advancements being shelved. I'm seeing like free energy shelved. I'm seeing like, oh, frick, please don't get me canceled. I'm seeing like cancer cures shelved. I'm seeing like ways for people to be less enslaved being shelved. I would not be surprised if there's like a room somewhere or multiple countries have this where someone makes an advancement that would benefit our society, but it would not benefit the people that make a ton of money. And so they're like, oh, got it, shelve it. And I feel like what's happening now is like the things that are now going to come out are a mixture of like ET technology and the stuff that's been shelved because I just heard sick people make money. So the government is having this war. This is getting so, I'm so sorry. If you're not into this stuff, click off. I don't want to hear it in the comments. But what I'm seeing is like advanced technology, advancements in health, advancements in treatment, advancements. And the government's like, this is not going to benefit us financially. And then on top of it, we don't want riots and wars. And so it's like, it wouldn't benefit us if you guys were known. And the ETs are like, it would benefit all of you in the long run if all of this was known. And so it's like, what I see is like a bickering couple almost trying to like help the children. And it's just like, it's like the government's winning. And so the ETs are like, they're over it. It's really weird. Not working together. What did I say? Is that Biden? Who is that? Who's that? Who's that? I feel like this is someone in power. It could be the guy that may or may not act like he's someone with dementia. I'll just leave it at that. He might be blue, if you know what I mean. Da-ba-dee-da-ba-da. No, there is an agreement that was in place. I just keep hearing they're not holding their end of the bargain. And so it's like, because of this feels like a political figure. It could be Mr. Sleepy, Mr. Joe. But what I'm getting is just like, I feel like it's a lot of governments, if not all. They know, like I'm telling you, they know, because I keep being drawn to like World War II or something, when like the rumor is, again, all allegedly, the rumor is that the ETs made an agreement, World War II, I think, with like the Russians or something. And then we all of a sudden saw that like Nazis were working with American scientists and like it was all brushed over. But in reality, that was one of the first times that, well, it wasn't the first time ever, but it was one of the predominant times where the ETs were like, you do this for me, I do this for you. And it's just like, again, like I just see things being shelved. It's like new technology, we'll keep it for us. And then I'm seeing like fossil fuels, and then I'm seeing dollar signs. And it's like, we've had enough. We're sick of it. It's time for the Terran people. I keep hearing the Terran people. It's time for the people of Earth to move forward. And right now it's blocked because, again, we're not getting cooperation. That's the problem. And what concerns me about this, not in a bad way, but in like a be mindful type of way, if the higher ups don't do it, they're going to make it known anyway. And so now, because of that, it's just a matter of when and how do we do it in our own way without hurting the Terran people. I just keep hearing the Terran people. It's like, we want to prove to you that there's nothing to be afraid of. You don't have to put your walls up with us. We're not here to hurt you. We're here to enlighten you. But unfortunately, because of what you've been taught and people that aren't holding up their end of the bargain, we can't work together to make you progress forward because they don't want that. And so we don't know how to move forward to help you. And so now we're frustrated. We don't know what to do. But we're going to make it happen anyway. Yeah, because I keep hearing the song Anyway by Martina McBride. I'll do it anyway. They don't care. It's time. Like, that's what I'm hearing. And it's weird, too, because usually I pull in 3s, but today I felt the need to pull in 4s, and I'm starting to see why. For my readers, it reads better for some reason in this. Yeah, there's no movement forward. What did I tell you? This is to my tarot readers. This is the 6 of Pentacles upright would be like contracts, obligations. Look at this. We want to move forward so that you guys can be successful. Look at all the 6s. This is all about progressing forward. We want to move forward so that you can be more successful in what you do. We want to share with you, but they're not letting us. And so we're overburdened with how to move forward because this is so wild. What I'm hearing is like, we have to. It's bigger than this. Like it's the humans' egos. This is so wild. This is going to get so 5D. I'm so sorry to all of you normal people, but you get what you get. I'm sorry. I'm just channeling. This is not me talking, y'all. This is what I'm getting. But it's like what I'm seeing is like Men in Black, right? And I'm seeing like the inside where it's like there's the humans and they're just like coexisting with the aliens, and like, you know, bad aliens would go to jail, good aliens coexist. And it's just like, we're trying to make ourselves known so that you can evolve because it's your time. Earth needs to evolve. It's too far behind. We're the slow one. And we had an agreement. There's some sort of like, I keep seeing like handshaking, and I keep seeing like, I keep hearing contract. We had an agreement with them recently. This isn't like the whole, I think it was World War II. I suck at history. I'm sorry, because most of it's made up anyway. But I'm sorry if you disagree. That's cool. But what I'm getting from this is just like, we want you to be successful. We want you to move forward. We're trying to do that. But they're not holding up their end of the bargain. And so we're overwhelmed because how do we do it if we can't get your people to tell you that we're not here to hurt you? And I'm also getting this double message of like, listen, we understand that you're afraid. Not all ETs are good ETs, just like not all people. Like what I'm seeing is like, you know how like, I might get shit for this in the comments, bear with me here, how all cops are bad, ACAB, right? That's not true. Anybody with half a brain, that's not true. Not all cops are bad. Is there an issue with police brutality? Absolutely. But are all cops bad? Absolutely not. And so that's the vibe. It's like, yeah, there are bad ETs. Like we can't control the bad ones, not necessarily, but we have all this power. And if we wanted to hurt you, you would have been hurt already. Like that's the vibe. It's like, we could have hurt you. We are way more intelligent. We have devices that you can't even comprehend. We could have wiped out your planet in 2 seconds, but we didn't. We want to help you, and y'all aren't getting that. Like the irritation is real. Like these are not, listen, alien, they want you to know that like they're kind of like people too. They're way more advanced, but like they're not God. You know what I mean? They're not, they're evolved, and they want to share that with us because that's the healthy, normal thing to do. But then we got fearful leaders that have their own agendas and that also don't want a nightmare, because I'm hearing like PR nightmare. I'm hearing like, oh, we're going to be criticized. Like I just see like meetings and it's like, this doesn't benefit us. But in reality, it benefits the world. It doesn't benefit the higher ups. And so that's the issue that's going on right now. So will we see ETs in our lifetime? We'll hear about it a lot. Will it get to the point where the higher ups admit it? They're going to battle that for a while. Yeah, inner conflict. I don't know how to move forward. Justice not served. How do we tell them? How do we tell them? Yeah, this is about, it's like we thought we had all these options of how we would put ourselves out there, because we had that agreement. Remember, we had that agreement, but they're not holding up their end of the bargain. So now we don't know how to make a transition to move us forward. They've set us back. And so how do we take justice into our own hands to be able to speak our truth, to give our wisdom? That's what this is. So, I know I talked about Peru. I'm not feeling anything in regards to Peru. I might have to do a separate reading on Peru. Let me know if you want me to. But this is more like, this feels like, because I just saw listen up, and I'm seeing like I might actually just be channeling one blue alien. I don't know. But I just keep seeing like this blue hybrid, and it's like, listen up. This is the facts. This is what we're trying to do for you here. But we don't know how to move forward because your people won't let us. We have words to share, words of wisdom. We have ways to help you. We hate watching you suffer. We don't like how far back you are, but your people aren't working with us to let it happen. Because they're thinking about money, they're thinking about problems, they're thinking about how it could go bad, but they're not considering how this needs to happen. I think there's something that a lot of this is really hard to word because it feels so more advanced than me. But it's like we have all this knowledge to give you. We have all of this technology to help you. We want to watch you succeed and ascend, but that does not benefit. Oh God. Oh, I'm going to get canceled. Shit. I'm seeing big pharma. I'm seeing McDonald's and food chains. I'm seeing real housewives. I'm seeing reality shows. I'm seeing like, if you guys leveled up the way that we wanted you to, so many structures would fall, which is why the higher ups are holding back, because it's like, I think they have very advanced technologies in terms of health, but the moment I say that, I hear how that saying of like, healthy people don't make money, sick people do. And it's like, that's why we don't ever get a cure. That's why we get something that maintains it instead of something that heals it. And then again, I'm seeing stocked up shelves of like shelving things. Crap. I hope I've probably said a million like buzzwords to get this in trouble, but I'm going to be real, y'all. Everything that we feel to be true about, like, they're probably holding cancer cures back from us. I'm not going to lie. I don't think it's everyone, because what I'm seeing is like people in the dark, and I'm seeing like money talks. So it's like, and what I'm seeing is like in the darkness. So whoever did this originally, right? Whoever shelved the higher technology, I don't think that it's like your president. I don't think that it's like the Senate. I think it's like, I'm so sorry. This whole video is going to be woo. We're talking about ETs here. It's people that are even higher up, because what I'm seeing is people in suits that are like, oh, I heard that you made this advancement. Let me see this. And then the advancement's gone. They can't talk about it. NDAs maybe paid off. Some cases worse. I'm seeing like a car accident and whoopsies. You know what I mean? Like they've been talking to us for a long time. And for some reason, I think because of all like the lockdown and all of us really reflecting and stuff, I'm hearing that was planned. But anyway, not like intentional crisis. It's more like the elevating part. I'm not going to get into the lockdown or any of that. I'm trying so hard not to get in trouble here. It's very hard to walk around what they're telling me, because a lot of it is stuff that we all assume, but I'm not going to say because I don't want to get in trouble and get my channel removed. But I think in the next few decades, we're going to start to see these like, oh my God, advancements in technology. Like, how did you do that? But really, it's stuff that they've already figured out, but it's been shelved with a mixture of ET technology that they want to give us. I know this is so weird. I'm so sorry, but I'm not. Yeah, this is basically repeating the same thing. We want to give you new opportunities, new advancements. I know this is weird, but I'm channeling more than I'm actually seeing in the cards. What I'm seeing is like, I feel like Elon Musk is part of this somehow. I don't really get why, but it's like, isn't he working on new technology and stuff? I feel like a lot of that, or some of it, or some of it, at least some of it, some of the technology and stuff that he's going to come out with, or findings that he'll have or anything like that, that's not him. That's stuff that the ETs have given him. He's in cahoots with them somehow. I don't know how that works. Well, if you think about it, to my conspiracy people, we know about Bilderberg meetings and how like big people meet up together, and yet it just never gets put on the news because they, Anyway, I'm trying really hard not to get this removed, and I'm saying way too many fucking keywords here. But yeah, I feel like what we're going to see is like the trickle down of new advancements, the trickle down of new stuff. And it's like cookie crumbs almost. Like, all right, how are they handling that? It's like they're dragging out the people, because I keep hearing Terran people, they keep dragging out what we want to be fulfilled. And it's like, if you understood all the stuff that we're willing to give you to help you transmute, you guys wouldn't feel so emotionally depleted. You wouldn't feel so disconnected from yourself. You wouldn't feel like you need to run to substances or people or things in order to run away from yourself. It's like, we're trying to help you up level as a collective, and they're not letting us do that. And so now we have to figure out a new way to do that. Because some people are playing the game and some people aren't. Some people are still holding up their end of the bargain, and some people want no part of this. Because you have to understand, people that make money from us being sick are not going to benefit from us getting cures. People that make money from stocks and stuff, or, you know, whoever's in the fossil fuel industries, are not going to be happy if we move to free energy. And that's what I'm seeing. It's like, we're at this crossroads. It's like a fork in the road. And it's like, we've already made this agreement to help you move forward as a species, but your leaders aren't agreeing. Like, I keep hearing like, this is not what we signed up for. This is not what we signed up for. This is wild. Yeah, it's like what we gave you is not being put out there. It's being sidelined. So now we've got to disconnect and find a new way to get through. I feel like, you know what I'm hearing? It's like, we gave you enough time. We gave you enough time. We gave you enough notice. We gave you enough time. Now you're making us put it in our hands. You're going to make us look like the assholes? Fine. And it's funny because it was 29:29 on my clock, which reduces to 11:11, which I saw when it was 11:11. So it's like, hey, we're trying to give you this new stuff that'll help you progress. And our leaders are like, yeah, nah. and they're like, all right, so then we're going to find our own way. We're going to disconnect from you and we're going to do it ourselves. I think we're going to see a lot more sightings. We're going to hear from a lot more people about, it's going to be like so in our face that it's going to be hard to ignore. If you're someone that uses TikTok, you're going to see a lot of TikTok videos. If you're someone that watches a lot of YouTube, you're going to see a lot of YouTube compilations maybe, or just reels of like ET sightings. It's going to be talked about a lot more. It's like, what I'm seeing is like a boulder being moved up like a mountain. And it's like, we're going to push and push and push until everything falls down and you don't have a choice anymore. That's what this is giving me. It's like, you won't let us do it? All right, we're going to do it our own way then. We're more powerful than you. We have more resources than you. We tried to do it the nice way. You're not letting us. We're going to do it our way. So I think that's why, because now I'm being drawn to Peru a little bit. Something's going on in Peru that is separate. It's separate from what is going on with the agreement. What I'm seeing is like 2. I'm seeing 2, 2, 2, 2. And it's giving me the vibe of like, they're not associated with us. Yeah, because now I'm hearing like, she can't sit with us. Like, they're not, those ETs are real. The ones, I think it's Peru. I'm so sorry if I'm getting it wrong. They're not a part of this, which is why I'm not channeling anything from that. I think that's a different, I'm hearing like their own set of rules. That's a different group. You have to understand, what I'm getting is like, there's an agreement amongst ETs. ETs are working together. That doesn't include us. They have their own, because what it's showing me is like, what is it called? The UN, I think, United Nations, but like for ETs. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm seeing like a table, except it's full of like the characters of Men in Black, like the people, the beings that were in Men in Black. Like, I don't know, like a blue hybrid next to like an alien you've never seen, next to like a, I don't know, gray maybe next to, but it's all like ones that have formed in together to like advance the galaxy. I know this sounds so weird. I hear it, y'all. I hear it. But, oh, I burped. Excuse me. That's the truth. But it's just giving me like, oh, I burped again. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's releasing energy. So I guess it's right. I just keep hearing like United Nations, and then I'm seeing like different types of species together around a table. And it's like, those are the ones we need to be focused on right now. I feel like, okay, so what I'm getting is like, we got the main ETs that are trying to help us and whatever. But now that ETs are becoming more talked about, more prevalent, people aren't as afraid to talk about it. You got like other ETs. I feel like they've already been here though. But it's like, they're not as afraid to make their appearance known now because they know what's coming. So whatever the hell is going on in Peru, it's a different group, but it's like, well, they're about to get disclosure anyway, so we don't care if we're known. And so that's kind of the vibe for Peru. But again, it's like different species. Like we don't talk to her. They don't sit with us. So I don't know what's going on with Peru. I can do a video if you want, but that's not the focus right now. The focus is what's really going on collectively. And I just keep seeing a ton of spaceships above Earth hiding themselves, waiting for us to evolve. Because now I'm hearing song John Mayer, waiting for the world to change. It's like they're waiting on us. They're sad that we're not as advanced. They want to help us do that. This is so cool. I'm not going to lie. Money. What did I say? Knowledge. Yep. They're trying to find their prime opportunity to come out of the shadows and give us their knowledge. But that hasn't come yet because the Terran people, that's what I keep hearing, the Terran people are too focused on their money, on their physical stuff, tangible. And so they're not ready for it. Because like what I'm getting, remember the knowledge, and then look at these books. It's like we can teach you. We can show you what the world's really about. We can make you understand in a way you've never understood before. But you guys are so focused on tangible stuff, on physical stuff, on stuff that helps and feeds your ego that we can't get in. And then I'm also being drawn to like, they have an agenda to an extent. So they're going to tell you that we're bad, right? And look at how there's one bad looking dude, kind of, right? But then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good looking ones, right? None of these 5 look like they're going to do any danger, right? Just this one. And it's like, most of us are like these guys, but y'all make movies and stuff about this one guy, which does exist, just like any group has a bad one. And so it's harder for us to talk to y'all because you're afraid of us and your government helps push that narrative. And so now we don't really know how to help you, but we're going to do it anyway because time's run out. We're sick of this shit. That's the vibe. Like, it's honestly, it's kind of respectful, but also like, shit, what are they going to do next? Like, because they're sick of this, if I'm being honest. They're just like, we've had it. We want to help you and we can't do it through the mainstream because that doesn't benefit everybody because you still got people so hell-bent on their ego and their financials and all that. So they're trying to find another way to get to us. Yeah, they're trying to be smart this time to spread their message. They can't because I'm just repeating myself at this point. They have an agreement with our people, with the higher ups. They do. They're meant to speak their truth. That was part of the agreement. We're going to share. And our people were selfish. I think this has been happening for decades where it's like, this isn't the first time they've tried. They're serious now. Like I keep hearing like dead serious. We're getting through to them now. But I think throughout the past, like again, it's like cancer research shelved. Any sort of advancements, it's like shelved. And it's like, we're sick of this. We've given you nuggets. You've just kept it to yourself. You've hidden it. It didn't benefit you because you wanted to make your money. You were ignoring us. We wanted you to learn to tap into your intuition, to grow spiritually, but you didn't want none of that. And so now we have to think smart. We're not going to be stupid about this so that we can get our information across. How do we do it without scaring the people? That's really what this is about. Yeah, removing from a cycle of grief. Yeah. What did I say? Look at how the Emperor's reversed. The leaders of the Terran people, because I keep hearing Terran people, Earth, are not, like, look at this shady fucking face. Like, excuse my language, but out of all the things I've said to get this removed, that won't be it. Look at how he's just like, nah. Because it's like, look, we've built this, but now it's time to move forward because this is faulty buildings, faulty foundations. We don't understand why we're never satisfied. Like, I'm hearing that song. He's never Why do we scream at each other? This is what it sounds like when the doves cry. They don't understand us. Like, they're like, why do you care about physical things? Why do you care about climbing a ladder? That's so freaking weird. Why do you not get why you're unhappy? We're going to try and help you get out of this and get back to your happiness and realize that you've always had something to be happy about, which is a connection to yourself, connection to something higher. But we need to tell you that, but your leader won't let us. I don't know that it's necessarily a president. If I'm being honest, I feel like, I don't think the president's down either, if I'm being honest, but I feel like there's someone in the shadows that's more important. Higher up, controls like the whole, because what I'm seeing is like, I'm seeing in the darkness, I'm seeing people, a couple of people, and then I'm seeing a web around the globe, and it's like, we control everything. And now I'm seeing like Fox and MSNBC and all that. And it's like, we don't want this to happen. We don't want the ascension of man. And so they're like, all right, bet, I'm going to take it into my own hands. And I feel like this is where we're headed now. It's like, y'all really won't tell them what's going on? You really won't do it? All right, bet, we will. Is there anything else I want to look into? Okay, I think I'm going to pull from Black Mirror Oracle, and then I'm going to Dark Mirror, just kidding, same thing. And then I'm going to leave it at that. Because honestly, I feel like I'm just repeating myself. But the vibe of this is like, we had an agreement. You didn't keep your end of the bargain. We're getting frustrated because it's not that we're running out of time. It's just, oh, it could be that we're running out of time. I feel like I think it's an astrological thing. I'm not sure. It just feels like this is the prime time for us to know about it. And again, it's just like the political parties are not doing their job. They're not holding up their end of the bargain. Like, I really can't stop saying that. It's a frustration. Like, I feel incredibly frustrated. It's like, I want to help them and I can't. I want to help them and I can't. And it's like, what do we do? What do we do? And I'm seeing like meetings, except it's not humans. And I just keep seeing, look up. And I'm seeing like the sky. But what you're not actually seeing is what's in the sky, which is, what I'm hearing is like coming home. And it's a bunch of ships. And they're just trying to help us. And they're just waiting for the prime time to be able to help us. This is why we're getting sightings now. This is why we have that whistleblower now. And the moment I said whistleblower, I saw hands tied behind the back. It's like they're being forced to tell us, but they're breadcrumbing it so that they're kind of filling their obligation, but also not. Because again, I'm just seeing pockets, and it's like it does not benefit us financially, nor do we want to deal with the pitfalls of the people that can't handle this information. This is wild. I mean, this is kind of what I expected. This is the vibe that I have been getting in terms of like why we haven't heard anything about it. But I feel like I'm channeling some really annoyed ET that's like, it's freaking time. We've had enough. I keep hearing like Galactic Federation. It's like, we had an agreement. It's like, I feel like that's their UN. You know what I mean? And I feel like they came down, they talked to someone important, and it was like, yes, we're going to slowly disclose this information. And they're like, this is taking too long. We've had enough. We're going to do it ourselves. We're going to make ourselves known. There's nothing you can do about it. And so I think moving forward, we're going to see it. But again, it's like, now I'm seeing whack-a-mole. It's like, news story, boom, gone. Next, Kardashian. News story of alien, boom, gone. Next, Selena Gomez. News story about another alien, boom, gone. Taylor Swift, boom, another. And it's just like, we will keep getting it so that you don't focus on it. So like, oh crap, sighting. Oh look, Taylor Swift is writing another song. We're gonna make that all over the news. It's very, we're trying to, they're trying to reach us, and it's like, we can't. Your system's so screwed up. Like, that's literally what I'm hearing. Your system's so screwed up. What did I say about the stars? Oh my god. Let me pull more cards before I channel this. Shut up. Hey, starseed, you're going to love this one. I feel like you'll probably already know. What did I say? Okay. Yep. We are supposed to be leveling up at this point. We are supposed to be doing that. It's like, they know. They know that yeah, I got full body chills when I said that. We are supposed to be leveling up. It's our time. Now is the time. Because now I'm hearing like Age of Aquarius. Remember we heard that, all the new technology, all that stuff. I feel like we were already getting technology, and it was shelved then too. It's like, we are meant to move on. We are meant to evolve from what we believe to be our happiness, and learn how to be vulnerable, and learn how to be our true selves, and learn how to love ourselves just the way that we are, and learn how to rely on something greater than ourselves, and learn how to open ourselves up to this. But we're still in this phase of like, we're still wearing masks, we're still hiding our true selves, we're still reliant on things. And so because of that, we are at a lower vibration, and it's harder for us to, well, it's harder for them to, I feel like that was a Freudian slip because I relate to these. It's harder for them to reach us because, again, it's that ego with the fear. It's like we don't want to scare you, but at the same time, this is what you're meant to do. This is the next step. And we have to teach you, but in order to teach you, we have to also make it known that we exist so that we can give you our knowledge, but you guys hide yourselves. And so if you're living in this place of ego and fear, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to be able to believe in something greater than yourself, not be afraid, and then level up to who you're meant to be. Like, this requires change. I'm being drawn to how, 14 reduces to 5. That's the number of change. 8 is the number of building. 9 is right before we complete something. And it's like, you guys are going backwards. That's what I'm hearing. It's like, you're not getting it. You should be more evolved than this. But unfortunately, you have rich, I just heard rich pricks that don't want you to do that. And so we're trying to find another way in. Back of the deck. Yeah, you guys are just so shut off. And you know what's funny is, like, this is giving me a second vibe of, like, the higher ups being like, yeah. It's like, we feel pain, and then they're like, here, let's give you this. We got something for you. This will fix it. And it's like, what you're not learning is that you need to come home to yourself, realize who you were meant to be, stop hiding yourself, and then you can figure out who you are, the real meaning of life and what's supposed to happen. But your higher ups are not letting you ascend. They're not letting you do that. You're sad? Here's a fix. You're sad? Here's a drink. You're sad? Here's some drugs. You're sad? Here's some TV. You're sad? Here's whatever, some shopping, anything you need in order to not focus on how to get back home to yourself, how to be vulnerable, how to feel. It's like, that's what they want to impart on us. Yeah, look, is this me? It's like, we want to teach you to figure out who you really are. But in order to do that, we have got to talk to you. And again, it's like, your people aren't letting us. Look, sacrifice in reverse. It's like, we want to help you. We want to give you that knowledge. Usually I don't read reversals with this deck, but I'm just being drawn to the fact that, like, we're trying to give you help, but it's blocked because your people won't let us. It's so blatantly, parasite. Yeah. It's like, we're trying to help you from all the toxicity that's in your life to make you understand where, yes, all the toxicity in your life, the temple of my body is right underneath that. All the toxicities in your life, why you do the things you do, why you run away from yourself, why you buy these things, why you do these things. We want to help you understand the meaning of life better so that you can stop running away from it. That is what this is all about. They want us to up level. Our Terran people don't want us to. And so we're at a crossroads. And they just kind of want to take over. Like, but not like take over the planet. It's more like rogue. They're going rogue, if I'm going to be honest. They're going rogue, but like not in a bad way. Just in like we can't rely on your people. So we got to do it the only way we know how, which is to keep showing ourselves, to keep getting ourselves in the news, to keep making sure people see us and having interactions so that the word travels fast. You know what I mean? Especially with the TikTok era. It's like, we can show ourselves in so many different places, and then they'll see us. But we have to also, because I'm hearing, be mindful of false news. Like that's what I'm hearing right now. It's like they can switch the narrative. So like, let's say the narrative was originally, oh wow, we saw this spacecraft, it landed, and that's it, right? And then it disappeared. But then the news is like, yeah, the spaceship landed, and then there was this ET that came out with sharp fangs, and it was 10 feet tall, and it chased people. And it's like, that part's not true. That part's not true. So moving forward, we have to be very mindful with what we're reading. So if there's anything fear-related in these news articles, I want you to, well, they want you to, read it with your intuition, not your brain. So if you're reading it and you're like, wow, that's really interesting, and then all of a sudden there's this fear tactic of like, and it attacked a whole town, and you're like, like, think with your heart, not your mind. Because I think the more they push that they're here, the more they're going to switch the narrative to something negative. Because what I keep seeing is like the horror movies that we grew up with about ETs and stuff like that. And it's like, they're going to switch it. And now I'm seeing that basketball player commercial where it's like, no, and he swats the ball. It's that. It's giving me that. This is a tug and pull game for who can win faster to get the narrative of what ETs are out. And it's like, we got two groups of Terran people, the ones that are going to slowly reveal things, and then the ones that are hell-bent on nothing coming out at all unless it's fear related, because the higher ups do not benefit from us ascending. That's the problem. That's the main issue right now. And I love how, as I said, that I was drawn to the prosperity Buddha. ETs don't make money. They don't. The only way they make money is on an R-rated sci-fi movie. They don't make money in terms of advancement, because you have to understand, advanced beings, they don't watch TV. I mean, they talk telepathically. They don't care for shitty food because they know better. They listen to their bodies, and they don't run away from themselves. They're advanced, you know what I mean? And so they see us suffering, and they're like, how do we help fix that? And the only way to do that would be to go through the government, but not everybody in the government's for it. And so they're like, all right, now we got to do a rogue mission. So moving forward, we're going to see a lot of stories coming out. We're going to see a lot of sightings. So look out for people going viral on TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that, Facebook Reels, all of that. A lot of those are going to be real. They're going to be real. So you're going to see people that are like, oh my God, there's a spaceship that's in front of my house right now. And you're going to see like a light fly by, or like what looks like an actual saucer. And everyone's going to try to discredit it, but it's real. It's real. And they're like, we're trying to show you that we're here and that we're not harming you, so that you can see that we can coexist, so that we can eventually get to a place where we're giving you knowledge, where you get used to us, where, you know what, this is how I'm going to end it. And this might border on offensive, but I got to say it because it's not coming from me. You know how, I just want to say, just a PSA, I didn't choose this example. This is what they're showing me. So somewhere in the past, very long ago, right? Let's be honest, like, people of color were trapped by white people, right? And if you think about the why, realistically, why, obviously for their financial gain, sure. But it's a fear. It's a fear of the unknown, right? Like, they probably, because the story's been so messed up so many times. The Columbus thing, I don't know. Like, a lot of that's a lie. So bear with me here. But what I'm seeing is like white people finding colored people, them being afraid. And so they felt the need to dominate colored people instead of learning about colored people and their background and their roots and their history and learning to coexist and embracing each other. Instead of that, they went with fear, and then they took over and gained control. That's the ego, right? And so that's what they're kind of showing me. It's like, we're different, and so you guys are afraid of us instead of being curious. You know what I mean? Instead of, I feel like I heard a story about how Columbus was not the first person. Like, I think there was like Native Americans or something there first, whatever. I'm butchering this so bad. But the main example they're trying to give me here is like, when you see something you don't know, you get fearful. And so that's the issue that we're dealing with right now, is like, if we were to show ourselves today, you'd be scared. And so we don't want to do that, because we know how that ends. You try to dominate, you try to control. Like, what I'm seeing is like jail cells and like science, and trying to like pick apart them. It's like, we've done this before. We know how this works. We know how you treat us. And so we're trying to wait until you guys are more evolved, but that's taking too long. And so now it's like, we got to kind of push ourselves on you guys until you kind of evolve faster, so that we get to a place where we can tell you what's really going on. But in order to do that, you have to get used to us. And so we're breadcrumbing you. So we're showing you a bunch of sightings. And so like, maybe you'll even see a video where it's like, oh my God, an ET runs through the woods, and you see like a quick snapshot of a being that you cannot identify. And it's real. It's actually real, because it's like, we're trying to get you used to the idea of us, because when you see things that are foreign to you, you get weird. Like, just like, because now I'm being shown Trump and the border, and it's like, well, why does he really have an issue with Mexicans? Like, I'm Hispanic. I get it. I don't really think it's labor. It's more of like it's an internal thing. You're not like me, and so I have to fear you. And so that's what it's giving. It's like, we need to get you to understand that we are kind of like you, so that we can impart our wisdom, so that you can realize that we're not scary. Like, I'm being drawn to the stars. It's like, we're not scary. We're here for you. We're here for you. But you can't see that yet, because you see us as different, and that you'll kill us. Oh my God. Like, this is, and that You'll kill us, we'll kill you. You think we'll kill you, we won't. That we could have done that already, but we didn't because we want to help you. Impart wisdom. That's the main energy here. We want to impart wisdom, but we can't because your people won't let us. We know how you guys work. This has happened before. Like they're showing me Roswell and how like crash landing, and it's like you guys kill. Like that's what you do. You're afraid and then you kill. And it's like we're not trying to deal with that. And the people that we did have connections with, they're not working with us. And it's just this big shit show of like, when does disclosure happen? How do we do it? And so I guess the final message is like, if you're someone who follows people that channels the Galactic Federation, if you follow people that talk about how this is all going to be known and you're like, I don't understand why they gave this date and now it's not happening. You guys must be full of it. They've had numerous plans to tell us and to show us who they are, but it hasn't worked because there's this struggle going on between the higher ups and them. So now it's not about, they can't give you a when because it's dependent on us. It's dependent on our evolving. And if we don't do that, then it's like they're walking a fine line. It's like, we don't want to break you guys. We don't want to set you off. We don't want to scare you and make you feel like, cause what I'm seeing is like an alien invasion and like guns and giant aliens and us like running scared for our lives. And it's like, we're not going to do that to you. That's not the goal here. The goal is enlightenment. The goal is you coming home to yourself. The goal is we're going to share what we have with you. And then I think there's stuff that they want from us too. Like, I think this is like they want to advance us because we're the slowest in the bunch, but also there is stuff that they want from us too. They want to understand us as well. So it's not one-sided. They want this. The main guys, the ones in charge, are good guys. They're not out to get us. You don't have to worry about that. Like I'm hearing like the bad aliens, and then I'm seeing like this. It's like they're nothing. You don't got to worry about that. We got your back. We're here for the evolvement of humankind, and it's happening whether you like it or not. We're just trying to figure out the how. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. I know that was wild. If you guys have any questions, if you want me to do a part 2 and to hyper focus on something else, because I did make that kind of vague. I was just like, what is going on with the future of the ETs? Because I am personally just tired of like hearing that some are bad, some are good. What's going to happen? Are they out to get us? Are they what? And my cards and what I'm channeling align a lot with a lot of these people that say they channel the Galactic Federation. This seems like a very time-sensitive process. I keep burping, so that's got to mean it's true. They're just waiting on the when. It's like I'm seeing like rolling of the dice. It's like, when is the best time for us to show ourselves so that y'all handle it well? And I believe we are going to see it in our lifetime if they have a say, unless somehow whoever the higher ups are that I'm talking about, because like, didn't a movie just recently come out about aliens that's like, aliens are bad? I feel like there's people on the other end of Terra, of Earth, that are still trying to keep fear as a motivator in terms of ETs so that we keep not evolving. Because you have to understand, us evolving makes people that are on the top of the food chain make less money. And that's the issue they're dealing with right now. So I'm going to leave it at that. This was all for entertainment purposes only. Obviously, aliens are not real. Just kidding. And I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys so much. Keep evolving so that we can see these guys. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Take care, besties. Love ya.